Good morning. It is another day of working in the shop, and today we have special guest Colt Builds It and the ever lovely Shanna. Caitlin, what you working on?
We are putting this axle in the jalopy, Baby J.
Yeah, we had a bad one. This is your salvage yard axle. I would say that that's not good. Put a new shaft in. It seems to be straight. Everything is flush. Now we're welding up the diff, and then we're gonna get this thing in. Got to do your transfer cases, which is going to take a little work. We got a lot of stuff to do to it, but we're going to make it better.
So this is going to be the rig that BSF Recovery is competing in. We're going to let them paint it up however they want. I think his partner is Jace from Ohana Adventure. That's going to be a cool team. It's going to be one to watch. They're going to be taking down Colt in the Rusty Rover.
I'm going to build it good, but not as good as the Rover. The Tea Party's got it.
What do we got going on over here?
We got a lift kit that we ordered. Putting that on, we're gonna add some shocks, lift kit, you know.
Doug informed that we have half the lift kit. We're missing the shocks.
Missing the shocks.
That's okay.
Doesn't need shocks.
It's progress. What are you doing?
I just got down from schoolwork.
Okay, I need you.
Okay.
You're coming with me. Let's go. We're missing lunch today.
What?
Okay, some of the crew's missing lunch today. Me, Colin, Rhett, and Colby. We're working through lunch. Colt, sorry, we're gonna have to go to dinner or something because I'm not going to lunch with you. We're gonna leave these guys working here. We've got a lot to do on the wrecker. We're gonna be putting the SCS box in. We're gonna be just as cool as Gravedigger and who else?
El Toro Loco,
Yep,
maximum
El Toro.
destruction.
Oh, you probably noticed this. So last night we went to a family party, and since I'm the favorite uncle, I got the full treatment. But before we can work on the wrecker, it is Redemption Day 3.0 for the Spud truck. And this is my test crew.
I broke it last time, but it wasn't my fault.
This is my first time taking it out.
I broke it a couple times and it was totally my fault.
That looked awesome.
That was awesome. That climbed that easy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Now watch the MORR climb it.
I'm only in two-wheel drive. Crazy. Like standing up there watching him come up over that was just nuts.
He's gone.
Oh, they're leaving. We never know what's gonna happen with this guy.
This thing is an absolute monster in the sand, which is its primary function.
We've been struggling to keep up with him. That's because he won't put it in four-wheel drive. So yeah, this thing is nuts so far.
Crazy to watch it drive. Like, it looks fake. And the rear end will be like 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, it looks like the Titanic when you go down dunes.
It just raises up.
Yeah, the rear wheels are in the air. Like,
all right. So I do want to talk about a few things. So a lot of you wonder why I don't have some sort of a walking beam rear suspension here to keep the axles on. And the reason that is because sand hates walking beam suspension. I don't know why it hates it, but it does. But it makes the wheels start hopping like this. You can't go anywhere. So what I decided to do was to make these both completely independent of each other, 100%. And the thing is with the weight load that we're gonna have on this, either one of these axles could handle that weight all by itself. So we're not putting the axles in any danger, and it's working. It's just flat out working. I don't know how else to say it. When we came up across the top of this, I'm spinning all 6 wheels, and I'm just giving it gas, whatever RPM I want to, and there's no axle oscillation, no hop, nothing. It's just climbing it. I want to try running up this hill, see how far I can go.
It gets pretty vertical
Do
there.
that one.
Should I do that one?
That one's better testing.
You can watch it from here.
I'm going down there.
Okay, who's riding with me? What's our temperature?
203.
Turn that fan on. Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness.
Would it just reappear?
Oh man!
Just Dad, you should have seen that thing just pop out right there.
Yeah?
Just the front end.
You hear it roaring throughout the dunes. You can't see it, and then all of a sudden,
It rips pretty good.
I knew it would. I'd like to say I'm surprised, but the 6x6 with the soft suspension, the right size tires. I know we've answered a lot of these questions, but I want to keep answering them here. So you'll notice we have 42-inch tall tires in the front, and we have 35-inch tall tires in the rear. And the reason I did that was to get the deck as low as possible. Now, we might be putting a different deck on it in the future. We probably never will because this one's working so good. But to get center of gravity down, I was going to put a low profile deck on this. And so I wanted the shortest tires as possible. So I've got 410 gears in the rear and 488s in the front. And we're like 1% off. The front wheels turn 1% faster than the rear, which is ideal. So that's working really good. How did that look going up there?
insane.
cool.
It was nuts.
Do you think
Like,
you'd do it with the side-by-side on the back?
I think it would. I'm just worried about cresting the top and having this front axle all of a sudden get all the weight on it while it's spinning so fast. But it doesn't feel weird in the truck. It's not doing anything weird. It looks kind of effortless. Do you guys know how steep that hill is?
All right, I'm gonna pop a level on this hill so we can see the steepness. 32 degrees. Gets a little steeper up top, but I got old knees. That's as far as I'm going.
We have a lot more to do on the Spud truck. I just can't get over how excited I am, how good it does in the sand. Once again, its primary function, the rear suspension, exactly what we need. Front suspension, exactly what we need. Engine, more than we need.
We'll take it.
It rides great. It handles great. It's so stable and smooth and capable. But enough about the Spud truck. We got to get back to the shop and get the SCS box put in the wrecker. I've been waiting forever to do that so I can finally push the gas pedal on that again. Good morning. As promised, we're working on the world's largest off-road wrecker. We've got a lot to do to bring it up to snuff. This truck has never been finished from the day we started it. And today, we're gonna try to move the ball just a little bit down the court. These headers are going on. These were purchased before the wrecker ever drove. So we've always been planning on getting rid of the temporary headers. That's why we've never done anything with them. This is what I'm most excited about. This is the SCS box. This is gonna replace the upgraded 205 that just hasn't been up to the task. We're gonna get this cab off of here and see if I can remember what's going on underneath. All right, we got the cab off, and the second step, number 1, is to get the drive shafts off, so that's what we're doing next. We gotta fix these bolts back here. They've had a really hard time keeping them tight. I'm gonna put studs in place of them, but I'm taking these out with my fingers because that's how they live. Okay, drive shaft's coming out.
There we go. Man, you must bench press.
Okay,
That's the last bolt.
Man, that thing is hefty.
Okay,
Wow.
You want to go up on top here?
Those are both separated from each
yeah,
other.
they should separate from each other.
They are separated.
They are beautiful.
Wow.
All right, so the next first step is to get this pushed out, and we're just gonna wash this out as best we can. I don't know what the best thing is to do. I'm not a huge fan of pressure washers because I think they clean too good when you have rubber seals involved. So if we just break this up a little bit like this. In fact, we can break it up and scoop it up and put it in the trash so we're not just putting it on the ground.
That's sand that came from this earth. It needs to go back.
There's a bunch of zip ties and stuff in there.
Well, that also came from the earth.
Yeah, just get the obvious garbage out.
Oh,
of here.
don't grab that.
Oh
my goodness.
I was hoping that the sand would just blow away out of here.
I'll hit the brakes.
That'd be, yeah, it's not exactly an easy thing to roll around.
No. Do we have wheel chocks anywhere?
Keep coming, keep coming. We'll go out.
Right there.
Yeah, chock it.
Matt's Off-Road Games are virtually here, and the wreckers are back. Check out this lineup. First off, the two-time people's favorite, Mayor of Moab, Rory Irish, in Trail Mater, the world's most average off-road wrecker. And for the first time ever, we have Murphy Diesel. That's right, Wrecker Rick is bringing Heck Boy, and he's gonna try to break the internet. We have another new contender this year, Chad from Chad's Fab, but I call him Chad Fabulous because he has got to have the sweetest sounding engine I have ever heard ever. And returning this year, we have Caleb and Ben from Bent Off-Road Recovery. These boys will show you how to get it done in the upper 48. You're gonna wanna see this. We have another new contestant, Brian from Viking Spirit Motorsports. He has got the largest off-road rotator I've ever seen. You know the guy, gigantic green Peterbilt rotator. Steve Maxfield is another new contestant this year, and he's bringing Mad Max MX2, an insane 8x8 wrecker. I don't know how it's gonna do. We're gonna find out together. And announcing the legendary Paul Cox from Fab Rats. He's gonna be bringing Grandpa Sherm's tow truck, or the Rat Rod tow truck, I think they call it. Either way, you're not gonna wanna miss it, because it is crazy capable, and I'm sure he's gonna show you some stuff. And last but not least, we are bringing the world's largest off-road wrecker. You know what I'm talking about. Get your tickets now at mattsoffroadgames.com. While you're there, check out the discounts for places to stay while you're here. Looks like we got another jalopy Jeep. What do you think?
Well, I figure if I'm here to help you work on stuff, I might as well help you spend money too. So
Yeah?
why not pick up another one?
Does it run at all?
Oh, horribly.
Okay.
From what he said,
Look at all the fluid on it.
Yeah. It would not start because it's got a never start battery in it.
Yeah.
But you know, he says it just barely runs. It's everything you got to keep it running.
What engine is it?
The 4.7.
Okay.
So why
But
did
it has 373 gears. We need gears. Your guys blew up the rear end. The axle you acquired had the wrong gear set. This one has the right gear set. So we can
match it.
Yeah, to match it.
So
we
this
can
has
go
the
to
30 or the...
It's got the 44, the aluminum 44. So now you got a backup axle too. So if you break that one,
This is good.
You got
This
a
is a
backup.
good day.
yeah,
This was a good
backups.
deal.
Yeah,
At
backups.
this point, we might as well build a whole other jalopy.
No. Haven't the best you know. This is parts. Well, they got a nice Jeep.
So what you have is you got your junkyard 44 that we need to fix a bracket on, but it's welded up, ready to go. We got your lift kit on the back. You have brand new transfer case, brand new 231, so you don't have the all-wheel drive poo. You have legit four-wheel drive.
You did this?
Yeah, it's in, bud.
Did it need to be adapted?
No. Just had to adapt the shifter. That's it.
Okay.
So,
That's even better.
I know.
Baby G's back.
What happened there? That's where we hit a rock, huh?
Among other things.
Hey, you probably have a spare transmission pan too.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same. They're doing weird stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I completely agree. We should have Colt here more often.
That's what I'm
Things
saying.
are going pretty smooth. All right, well, it's lunchtime. I'm going to lunch. We are back working on the wrecker. Had a couple jobs come in, a couple crazy things. It is the next day. Not only is it the next day, it's the next day in the afternoon, and this is the first time I've been in the shop. Rhett came in here early, got rid of some tabs. There's a bracket there we didn't need, a couple here. That's where the auxiliary air tanks were, which we don't need. We have one air tank on here, right there. That's all we need. So we got this all washed up, the transfer case, all the sand washed out of the belly, whatever. And now we'll be taking it apart right there. Okay, we're completely redoing the exhaust. Need I remind you? We're gonna have Rhett unbolt the exhaust right now. I think it'll just come out. No, he's already done it. He's working pretty fast.
There's that one.
All right.
There's that.
This is not enough muffling. I repeat, this is not enough.
So we have a muffler right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a big one. See how it fits. All right, while Rhett finishes grinding those brackets off of there, I'm gonna take you over here into the new shop and we'll find out how the crews have been doing over here. All right, first we'll check here in bay number 1.
Bay number 1, I'm doing stuff.
What do we got here?
Well, you gave me a Jeep with no front drive and a broken rear drive and no transfer case. We now have a Jeep with a rear drive and a locker, a transfer case, and a new front axle.
Somebody will be like, it's not a locker, it's locked.
Yeah. Lincoln locked, Miller locked.
You can unlock them, the MORR unlocks it all the time. Well, it's a different system.
What did you pull out of the Jeep you bought?
The front axle. So the axle that you guys had acquired, unfortunately, had the different gear set. So we had to swap out, when I swapped it out and swapped the busted shaft out and some of the other stuff, we went ahead and I checked the gears and it had 373s. This one had 355s, so it doesn't work. And
It
so we
didn't
had
jive, to
yeah.
use a word from the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, Colt fixed the whole thing. This is ready to hit the trail tomorrow, right?
I just gotta tighten 2 bolts, bleed the brakes, and we'll be ready.
Where's
I'd
your
like to do some more stuff on the tube work, but yeah, it's ready.
Where's your brake bleeder at?
She's right there.
All right. Okay. So this bay, Land Cruiser lovers everywhere. I need to break your heart. I think Land Cruisers are more reliable than Jeeps because they never do Jeep things. Now that's just what I think, that's just my opinion. So we've been taking this out doing Jeep things and it's been breaking down at the same rate as the Jeeps. But there is one huge difference. Once again, this goes into favor of the Jeep. We can't get parts for this. The parts stores don't carry them. They don't carry, well, anything. I was gonna go through the list, but let's just say anything. If we need a seal or brakes or a booster or a switch or a starter, you name it, part stores don't have it. I don't know why. Maybe you guys can explain this to me, but I'm really seriously trying to love the Land Cruiser. Like, I want to love it. I want to be in your club. But it's making me work for it.
Okay, defending the Land Cruiser guys. We did buy the cheapest one we could. Just saying.
With 340,000 miles on it or something.
Right, yeah, 340,000 mall miles.
Mall miles.
If you see a Jeep at the mall, and it's not a Land Cruiser, it's a JK. Well, we've ruffled enough feathers. Let's get back to the old record. So we have enough room to put a rather large muffler in here now. So like I said, the air tanks used to be in here. And this can actually go quite high, like it can go like that high, but it's not gonna. But I think we're gonna put it up kind of like this.
We're gonna need to add some heat shield to the bottom of that cab.
Yeah. We're getting it right now. We're gonna be putting an inch of hard, like a fiberglass board. I mean, it's semi-rigid, I don't know. And then there's gonna be stainless steel reflector over it. That's gonna go all the way up there. We're gonna be adding a little bit of weight to this cab, but I think it can handle it. So what are we thinking? Is the spud truck quiet enough with the Flowmaster 50 series Delta Flow? That's what's in there. I could put that in this too.
It's quiet enough. It's not too loud.
Well, look at this. Look at the muffler difference here. We've got a 12-inch glass pack, and Colin insisted on putting a 3-inch megaphone on the outlet, and then that would be changing to that.
I'm gonna kind of be sad that it doesn't sound like it used to.
It sounds so good from the outside, but in the cab, it's like ear bleeding. There's a certain, like when you're on the power at a certain RPM, it's just,
Yeah, you gotta yell at each other in there.
yeah, it's no good. So I think we're gonna do this. Here's a problem that we do have with it. I can show you on this. The wrecker has a smell. The wrecker has a smell. And that smell is whatever's caught between the exhaust pipe and the skid plate that's melting or burning. Sometimes it's like juniper bark and it's amazing. It smells like a campfire and makes you wonder if it's gonna burst into flames. But most of the times it's a plastic bottle that has rolled out under there. And it just sits there cooking. So I put these drain holes in here because I was thinking that would be good at getting the sand out. And they kind of work. We just need to be more careful about what gets knocked into here. So here's the deal, Rhett. Help me reason this out. If we put a muffler up here a little bit higher like this, it'll fit just fine. And stuff will fit under there. But if we lose a water bottle under there, we'll never be able to get it. So we go
Maybe
even higher.
set a foam piece right here.
We could put an aluminum shield right here.
It could also help
But
hold up
just-
the muffler.
It's just straight right there. Well, it would just be a 90 degree that's just tack welded on there. And it would just stop things from going down there.
You got it in?
No, we're taking it out.
Oh, that's the old one?
Yeah, the new one's over here.
Oh, it looks clean. That looks bigger.
It's way stronger. The gears in this thing are that wide.
You gonna put no exhaust on it?
Yeah, this was always the plan. The other was just a stopgap.
Oh, taking it all up.
Yeah. I think this side's gonna be easy to do. The other side's gonna be a little harder.
Do we have brakes in the way?
Yeah, we're gonna have to revamp the brakes.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Well, those are full of sand.
It's just what you want in there.
Oh,
Good old dielectric sand.
yes.
You guys see this? I put this aluminum on.
I know, there's some people that gave us grief for this. These were super cheap headers. I don't remember what I paid for them. They were super cheap. They keep falling apart. They keep getting holes in them.
I remember we got back from a job, I don't remember which one. He's like, I need you to rewrap these. I'm like, okay. And I think I did a pretty good job. They held on for a long time.
It's a good look. There's a gasket in there too. All right.
Oh, still a good gasket.
You should hang that on the wall, Colin.
Art.
That should go on the wall of shame
Oh,
forever.
right there. You can see the crack right there.
Yeah, they have not been good headers, but they did work for a while. I do not think these are going to be right. These are going to take modification too.
They need. Oh,
Significant.
let's see.
Are they too
Too
low?
fat
Okay.
and low.
Wow, those are some big boys.
Those are gonna be so cool.
Okay. So Colin, here's what needs to happen with these. We need to get a big hose clamp or something, and we need to clamp this together back here.
Okay.
Then we need to cut these just on the other side of that and harvest this collector. Okay?
Okay.
And then we cut all these off back here. And then you have to weld this little diamond in there. And then you have to weld all the way up to here on all 4 sides. That way when you weld here, you connect the weld to weld and there's no leaks. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they do that. On that side, we wrapped the headers. On this side, we wrapped the brake lines. All right, we're gonna see how close this one is to fitting. I am assuming it's gonna be just as bad as the other side, maybe worse. This is actually closer to just fitting. Not going to, but it's closer. This one's gonna need the same treatment. We just need to make it as short as possible. Yeah, we're not gonna have long tube headers anymore. We're gonna have mid tube headers, which just doesn't matter at all.
So you got a lift,
Okay.
you got new axles, a heavy duty rear axle, a locker, a drive shaft, a transfer case, a lift kit,
Bled brakes.
bled brakes.
Drive it.
Yeah. And look, if you decide one day that you want to have your friend Miss Giraffe in there, you'll still have headroom.
That's what I was thinking.
That was quick.
Yeah. Let's see how, we're gonna see how this lines up. You might as well look at this, Colt.
I was just gonna hide in the background.
Yeah, we don't want you to anyone know you're here. So you can always tell YouTubers, because they know the respect you need for when you're filming. They're like, can I come in? Where a regular person just comes in and starts talking about whatever, company secrets. Okay. Dude, that looks sick. These are out plenty far. A guy could
Grab those and see his hand.
could shorten these up.
You could just put a slice in them. Just you'd move it over to where you want it, and then you just have to bend it down.
So this will be my cone.
That's awesome.
It's like a little rocket ship.
Yeah. There's racers out there and hot rodders like, that's gonna kill your power. And I'm like, I know, but not as much as limiting the throttle to half throttle, which is what I've done now. Okay, so we'll cut this as short as possible. We'll just continue this down into the cone, and then we can just go wherever we want. I don't think shortening this is worth it to me, unless somebody's smarter than me. I could put a stainless steel heat shield that I could drill and tap. I could bolt a piece of stainless steel heat shield that just goes right here behind this.
That'd be a fantastic idea.
Okay.
Legitimate.
Oh my. Okay. Gonna have to do something. Hold that. Okay, Colin, you wanna do what you were doing? Just gotta get this out of the way.
You know, doing this 2 months before the off-road games, not the off-road games, not
It's typical of us.
It's typical.
Right, when I first started, we were doing this 2 weeks before, 2 months before.
Remember I had the transmission out of this thing
the night
the
before.
night before? Like it was way further torn apart than this.
Whatever you're doing, you
I
need to
guess
hurry.
technically you could run this whole
I cannot believe how heavy this brake setup is.
Yeah.
That's like a good
that's
35
Kodiak
pounds.
stuff. Get this out of here and put it somewhere else.
Colin, you're supposed to make the girls think you're tough.
Huh.
There you go.
This feels like my, I don't know, a feather.
This is pretty easy.
This is pretty easy.
Okay, Colin, you're shortening this about 3.5 inches. Because we're gonna have to put a heat shield between there and there, but yeah, look at that. We could actually go 4 inches, dude. All right, we got a plan. We've got our work cut out for us, but it's the end of the day, so we will be back tomorrow. All right, it is a new day. Colin's been hard at work getting these mocked up. So I've got to figure out how we're doing this. I'm thinking we're gonna wrap these with header wrap just down to a certain point. And then we'll put a heat shield that bolts to the frame right here to just deflect that heat. We may need another heat shield off of this because this is pretty close to the fuse panel and stuff. I know the header wrap's gonna do a ton, but probably wouldn't hurt to have an extra little bit there. But look at that. So this isn't exactly lining up where the exhaust comes through here. So we're gonna have to go to this. So we'll cut this off and put this reducer on down to 2.5 inch. And then we're gonna have to do some snakes to get that in there. I wanna set this cab down and just look at it. Okay, stop. Okay, it's gotta go down a bit. Okay, we have plenty of room for this header with no problems.
Nice.
Okay, go on up. Better cool that off. Ah. All right, so Colin has this in here. Oh, you're done. So this is how you make sure they don't leak. Colin, this is looking so good. He's turning into quite the TIG welder.
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's so cool.
Gonna be. We got a little bit of cutting left to do, not much, a little. Oh, wow. That's looking good. All right, look how awesome that is. So that's a start. We're not finished yet. Let us finish. That's a fine heat shield. But to add rigidity to it, I'm gonna put a little bend about right there.
Oh, nice.
With the old brake.
It's the finest piece of metal on this machine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So the brake will be about right there and about right there. Okay, let's go break it. Is that enough? That put quite a bit of rigid into it.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, that looks so good. Scratches and all. All right, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna weld a little box over the top of that in the future. Maybe even cut that out a little more so there's no chance of chafing. And then put that little box there, maybe even put a little deflector out there like that. You never know.
Yeah, this is great.
And then it unbolts really easy if you need to change the starter or access the drive shaft or whatever. It'll be simple. I like it. We worked on with the crescent wrench. That's how we designed it. Okay, so Colin's got this welded up. Looks good to me. All right. That's gonna go a long way to keeping all that stuff cool and, you know, protected from the sun and the weather. We'll have a new rattle I might do something, put a strap up to here or something. There's something I might do. I don't want to listen to that. We've got a job we've got to go do. It's out on the Arizona Strip. The customer said that there's no way anybody could possibly get it out, but he has to get it out because it's on BLM land. So we're gonna go try our hand at it. But we're done for this video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Yeah, well, that's a big hill. I know, because I climbed it with everything I have.